Where to start from to plan your Indian wedding in Italy? Hello everyone, I'm Svetlana from Best Indian Weddings Italy, the first and only wedding planning agency in Italy specialized in Indian weddings. Every day I help Indian brides and grooms-to-be realize their authentic Indian celebrations in the most beautiful country in the world. I'm running this series of videos called SOS Indian Weddings in Italy with useful tips and advice that you won't find anywhere else. And if you're planning to host your Indian destination wedding in Italy, then please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to always keep updated with the new videos every week. The topic of this week is where you start from to plan your Indian wedding in Italy. This is a very important topic because if you start planning in the right way, focusing yourself on the most important things, then also the rest of the planning will follow the right direction instead of zigzagging. Believe me, it's much easier and less time-consuming to start the planning properly than to correct it after, when a large part is already done and maybe in a wrong way. So where do you start from if you decide to get married abroad? Oftentimes, couples open Instagram and start selecting the venues they like. Instagram is full of amazing pictures of venues showcasing breathtaking views of luxury setups that would make any wedding a dream. So you surf the web and feast your eyes on the magnificent venues located in some of the famous Italian places. You are blown away by the beauty of Italian landscapes. You go through thousands of wedding pictures and you start to imagine that yours could take place in one of these sublime locations. How to blame you? After all, is what most couples would do. And Instagram is one of the main sources of inspiration besides of Pinterest. It's quick, visual, and can also give you an idea of the previous Indian weddings held there. And then there are those trendy places that everyone speaks about, where some of the famous weddings have been held. So much beauty all around. How to choose among so many options? And especially, is it truly the right way to start the planning of your destination wedding in Italy? Unfortunately not. Actually, it could just be a waste of your time and in worst case scenario also your money, or have to renounce a portion of your wedding. Because if you find a venue that you like and then immediately jump at booking it without thinking twice because you don't want to lose that opportunity, you may underestimate the venue's special conditions and additional fees that come out later when it's too late and the contracts are already signed. I don't want to scare you, I want to help you. It's not by chance that this series is called SOS Indian Weddings in Italy. And I know of many couples who regretted their choices. Believe me, Italy is full of beautiful venues. There are thousands of them, with different views, with different characteristics, and especially of different budgets. Yes, because it's exactly from the budget that you must start. No budget, no planning. Please bear that in mind. So why is it crucial to set the budget before starting to look at venues? Simply because some venues may be way away from your budget. And also because it's not just a venue that you need, but you also have to provide food for a number of events, you have to decorate your events, and you have to hire a number of suppliers to make sure you have a proper celebration. Every aspect must be considered, and a portion of your budget must be allocated to each of them. Some time ago, I wrote a piece on my blog where I spoke about how to create a wedding business plan that I invite you to read. Link in the description. And I also put at your disposal a very useful budget chart that you can download totally for free. Link in the description. And there is also a special guide called How Much Does It Cost to Get Married in Italy that can give you the first idea of the wedding costs and of the variables that can bring them up or down. Link in the description. And you can also check one of my previous videos where I spoke exactly about the wedding budget. Another link, you have sized it. Another important element to make clear before starting to plan your wedding in Italy is defining the number of your guests. Because if you don't have a clear idea of the people attending your wedding, you can't set a correct budget and you can't start looking at venues. Many Indian couples decide on having a destination wedding because they want to celebrate only with people they care about the most, and this is a good way to reduce the guest list. However, for someone, the right size of an intimate wedding is with 100 people, and for someone else is with 200 guests. So it's important that you define that before moving forward with the planning. Also, don't forget that the cost for meals is calculated per person. So the more guests you have, the more you have to pay and the higher budget you will need. This is the reason why the budget and the number of guests must be decided before starting inquiring with the venues. Because a venue could not only be out of your budget, but could also be too small or too large for the number of your guests. Again, you risk wasting your time and stressing yourself out. And I don't want you to be stressed with the planning. And lastly, I won't ever stop reminding you of the list of your priorities. Please write it in this initial phase of planning. And it also will help you to narrow down the venue's options to select. You could decide on having less guests but going with a more impressive venue, or opt for a mixed Indian and Italian food instead of having full Indian meals if you want to stay all together in a large resort, for example, and so on. You will be surprised on how the list of priorities can change your approach to the choice of a wedding venue. So, to summarize: 1. Set the budget. 2. Define the guest list. 3. Put down a list of your priorities. Once it's all done, and only at that point, you can start looking at venues. I'm going to speak soon about the aspects to consider when choosing a venue, so stay tuned. For now, you already have some homework to do, don't you? That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video that I hope can really help you with planning your amazing Indian wedding in Italy. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to my channel, follow Best Indian Weddings Italy on Facebook and Instagram, comment in the post, and I will be happy to answer. See you next week!